Hey, this is Dave from Voightsmith Innovation, and we're out here demonstrating some plowing and some spraying for you guys. The date is currently February 9th, about 2:30 in the afternoon. We had a snowstorm come through last night. We got about 11 to 12 inches of light, fluffy snow, which has been really nice to plow in really good conditions for pre-treating, which you did the night before. Ground temperatures are hovering around that 20 degrees, air temps are 23. We have a lot of solar energy, so what we're going to be demonstrating here is one lot has been pre-treated. That's the one I'm currently standing in. The lot next door on the same property was not pre-treated. We're going to see what the difference of a residual buildup versus an actual pre-treat. To reference that number, we were at 45 gallons per acre of straight salt brine. When we applied it last night, temps are about 12 degrees, so still well within the range for pre-treating with salt brine. I'm guessing that we're going to see fairly comparable results between the two just because we do have so much solar energy. One thing that'll be kind of cool to see is we are running a 1042-17 live edge on this truck, and we should see some really good scraping performance from it, which might be the big difference between the two properties or parking lots on the same property, and how quickly one melts off with the pre-treat and the live edge. So we also do have some other products on the truck. The 1,000-gallon ASM, which is our standard unit that we manufacture, that is running a 90-10 blend of salt brine and amp. The 100-gallon tank on the far left of the truck has a 90-10 blend of salt brine and beet heat. The middle tank has a 90-10 blend of salt brine and Apex C. And the far right tank has a new product that we've never tested before, and honestly we're still waiting for some of the MSDS sheets on it. It's called Aqua Salina, which is apparently a byproduct of the fracking process. We've been told that it contains some radioactive material, something like that, kind of funny. But we'll be putting more information out on that as we do use it. But I'm guessing that we will not see any difference between any of these products just because of how warm it is out here today. So.
Nothing between infinite madness and the spiral of humanity. Nothing controls us, nothing breathes. The void awakens in the quickening of atrophy. Eternal master, never the slave. Carry your dreams down into the grave. Every heart, like every soul, equal to break. It's alive! Can you feel it? Taking hold again. In your mind, all your demons are rattling chains. Welcome to a world of pain. Nothing kills us, nothing sees. Extinction right on the pale horse of destiny. Nothing hates us, nothing can see. Through our eyes it dives into our minds and souls its disease. Eternal master, never the slave. Carry your dreams down into the grave. Every heart, like every soul, equal to break. It's alive! Can you feel it? Taking hold again. In your mind, all your demons are rattling chains. Welcome to a world of pain.
All right, guys, so a recap on that event. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to talk about. Obviously, we had that, 11, 12 inches of snow, which is a lot of product to move across the, a parking lot in those big open areas. The one really cool thing about those plows is, how much snow we can actually move and contain with them. Those events like that are really hard because that light snow really likes to tend to spill out of the plows and makes for a lot of cleanup work. So to be able to control the box angle and things like that we're running, paired to being able to windrow with the plows with the live edge, creating a really clean surface, it's really a huge advantage to us when we're talking about overall margins and efficiency. The one big plus about the live edge, obviously, the only reason why we run them is it's always about how much moisture we can remove from the surface. So if we can remove more moisture from the surface, we have less dilution when we do apply our liquid, which means we can actually put down less volume per acre, which is an obvious margin increase right away. There were a couple hard things about this event. The one is, we're getting later in the season with warmer ground temperatures, and we have such a strong residual effect paired to the solar energy, kind of like I did first say in the intro, that it makes testing different products side by side really hard because they all perform so well. We were also running additives with this. This event could have been run with straight salt brine. We were looking at temperatures that were going to be dipping down again at night, so the additives are our stabilizing agent. Basically what we want to do is we want to have that solution, when it's diluted, still have a lower freeze point than the ambient air or ground temperatures. When I was spraying in the video, I was running about 70 to 80 gallons per acre, and you could see with that solar energy and the residual effect, it was literally melting off right behind the truck. The cool thing from the aerial shots there is you can tell a distinct difference between the areas that were where it was applied and the areas that I had not applied yet. So we do know that there's an absolute benefit to applying the liquid in these situations, especially if it's a time critical event where we need to burn off that parking lot and create a safe surface right away. One thing I'd like to discuss a little bit more was the comparison of the pre-treated lot and the lot next door that was not pre-treated. There was a pretty noticeable difference in the scraping performance and the overall application rate that we needed to put down to achieve the same results as far as melting performance is concerned. The one big thing I noticed with this truck is traction is always a limiting factor, and the pre-treated surface did have more traction, especially when we get down to a couple areas where there were hills. Big advantage on the pre-treated parking lot versus the residual effect. As far as melting performance goes, the pre-treated lot did melt off a little bit faster than the parking lot with the residual effect. All in all, there probably wasn't a huge gain in melting performance speed, but the traction obviously a huge factor in how clean the parking lot scraped. All in all, it was a really fun video to make. We had some time to do some things that we wanted to do in the past, but just never were able to. It was really cool to demonstrate, what it looks like when 100 feet of metal plus plows line up side by side and how much snow can actually be moved. Thanks to all the operators that, kind of sat around and waited for us to set all that up. Stay tuned for more videos. Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, all those social media places for updates on what we're doing.